Bryan Johnson spends over $2 million a year trying not to die, and his body developed an autoimmune condition anyways. This is a man who has, by every conscious metric, done everything right, more longevity data on himself than almost anyone alive, and his immune system turned on him anyways. And today we're going to use that to talk about why. You can be the healthiest person externally in the world if the subconscious is still convinced the world is a threat, still carrying a fear of aging or a fear of death. The body will keep producing a threat response no matter what the surface level data says. Hyperfixation on not dying is itself a stress signal. Think about what it actually requires to obsessively track every biomarker in your body for signs of decline. It requires a nervous system scanning for threat constantly. The body actually responds to a felt sense of safety. The safety is set by a program written usually in childhood, and it's still running in the background, orchestrating everything. And if it's programmed like that, it runs like old code, written for an old environment, old feelings that keep executing until something goes in and edits it at the source, at the root. It doesn't update just because you've grown up or gotten older. If a 6-year-old learned that expressing a need led to punishment or abandonment, the body doesn't know the difference between unsafe in childhood and unsafe right now in this present reality. It just executes the program. This is vigilance, and chronic vigilance has a cost, which is inflammation, immune dysregulation. So there's a real possibility that the intensity of fear of death becomes the mechanism that produces disease. The nervous system doesn't distinguish between monitoring for danger because you love life and monitoring for danger because on some level you don't feel safe within your body. Both produce the same internal chemistry. Here's the finesse point. You cannot out-optimize a nervous system that still believes it's under threat. You can only resolve the threat signal at its source. This is where the standard approach and the hypnotherapy approach diverge completely. The standard therapist is generally trained to work with the branches, manage the anxiety, reframe the thought, and build a coping mechanism for flare-ups that happen. And that has real value. It's working where you can see the work happening at the conscious level. The hypnotherapist goes to the roots though. The objective is to access the place where the program was actually written and edit the source code directly, access the state where that early belief still lives, and give the nervous system a corrected experience of safety. A client of mine named Mia came to me with a stomach condition. Her doctors couldn't explain. Every test came back clean. No infections, no structural issues. She'd tried elimination diets, everything. What we found underneath was the real cause. Mia needed her body to stop running a program that equated an old fear with immediate danger. Once that program was addressed at the source, at the root, her physical symptoms had no reason to continue. They were the outputs of an old survival program that was running. And honestly, that's the origin of most unexplained physical symptoms, far more often than people even expect. So if you're someone who's already doing the work and something within you spiritually, physically, or mentally isn't landing, the good news is the roots can be worked with subconsciously. And my name is Antonia. I'm a hypnotherapist. And if you'd like to rewire the program at the source, I have a link to book a free discovery call below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.